Good morning, everyone. Thank you so very much for joining us for episode number 17 of our Wednesday Wisdom. Appreciate you so very, very much. Our devotionals this morning is going to come from a very powerful yet obscure book of our Old Testament. It is a book entitled The Song of Solomon. And if you don't know much about this book, it's just simply a collection of love poems. And it celebrates love, human love, but especially a love that is shared between a husband and a wife. And it's a very powerful, very intimate book. And certainly once you read it, you understand why God would put it in there. And the number one way in which the husband and wife celebrate this love in the Song of Solomon is through their words. And they make sure that they let the other know how much they care. And that's certainly something that I know that we think about within our marriages of celebrating the love that is shared between our husband and our wife. And there is no better way to communicate that love than to simply say, I love you. They are three of the most powerful words that you could possibly say, and three of the most powerful words that you could possibly hear. And I would encourage you to say that as often as you possibly can to your spouse, to tell him or her how much you love them, to not let a day go by without them hearing it from you and without you hearing it from them. But really what stood out to me from the Song of Solomon are the other ways in which the husband and wife communicated their love to each other. And one of those was just simply how complimentary they are of each other. The husband and wife of the Song of Solomon, which many believe to be Solomon himself, and his wife, his very first wife, they fall over themselves to compliment one another. They fall over themselves to let each other know how beautiful they are and how much they mean to each other. The first three chapters of the Song of Solomon, it's really just confined to a conversation between Solomon's wife, or bride-to-be, and her wedding party. And how behind the scenes she is complimentary of Solomon and how much she values her husband-to-be. And then in Song of Solomon chapter 4, Solomon speaks for the very first time. And I want you to listen to just the first part of Song of Solomon 4 and verse 1. And notice that these are the first words that Solomon says to his bride-to-be. Behold, you are beautiful, my love. Behold, you are beautiful. I don't know about you, but that's a powerful compliment to be able to give to your wife-to-be. That out of all the things that he could have said, this is what he chooses to do. This is the power, the way that he chooses to express his love to her. And of course, she will do the same in chapter 5, and they will go back and forth for the next few chapters. But if you read it, and I'd encourage you to take the time to read it, look at the power of the compliment that they give to each other. Between a husband and wife, it's easy to lose sight of the compliment. Oh, we, like Solomon and his wife, would, when we're dating and when we're engaged, even when at first we get married and go through the honeymoon period of our relationship, we would fall over ourselves to compliment each other. But then we settle into a routine. We buy our home and we go to work and we have our children, and our lives start moving in a different direction because of the activities our children are a part of or what we're a part of. And we think less and less of the compliment. And because we think less and less of the compliment, we do it less. We speak it less. I want to encourage you today to find a way to compliment your spouse. Your compliment could be something like Solomon telling his wife-to-be. Maybe it's telling your wife that she is beautiful, telling your husband that he is handsome. Maybe it's your compliment takes the form of gratitude, thankfulness, telling them how thankful you are for them and the sacrifices they make and the influence they have on the family. You'd also take the power of the compliment and just simply watch them and see how they have acted or reacted in a certain situation. And just compliment them on their patience or their fortitude, or something on how they could have expressed themselves in a completely different way, but instead they chose the path of the Lord. That's a way to compliment them. Maybe you compliment them on their faith. There's a lot of ways in which you can compliment your husband or wife. I want to encourage you today to find a way to do that. To send them a text message, an email, that the first words that will come out of your mouth when you see them later on today, Lord willing, would be the power of the compliment, even if it's just simply saying, I love you. We're surrounded by so much negativity and pessimism today that our homes can easily fall into that too. The power of the compliment will overcome that pessimism, that negativity that we have to endure at our workplaces and in so many other places within our daily lives. Let your home be a place of encouragement. I can think of no better way to encourage our spouse than to compliment them for who they are, for what they do and the contributions they make in making our families stronger and better. I hope that this devotional has been of a benefit to you, and if it has, please share it with your friends and your family. And if you live in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, we would love to have you come and visit us at the Raleigh Church of Christ. We're located at 911 Behringer Drive here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We meet tonight at 7 p.m. for our Bible study. If you can't make it tonight, then we would love to have you this Sunday, 9:30 for Sunday school, 10:30 for our morning worship. Hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.